And good afternoon and welcome to this edition of DMS 3000 News Live. It's episode 82 on this Thursday, December 7th, 2023. And I am your host today, of course, with the most, Jason DeCanio. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday, and we're getting close to the weekend here. We have pretty good articles for you as well today to share with you. Plus, of course, a lot of other great stuff as well. Some important information later on in the program. And as I mentioned yesterday, I got go horned because of the fact, but I did mention, and I am serious as far as anyone who disagrees with anything that we pretty much present here on the show, please come on and speak your thoughts. Tell us why you disagree with this stuff. Give us a good reason as to why you think we should be saying something else, or going with something else in that matter. This is time for you to come on here and show your true colors. And I am open to all interviews here. Of course, if you start attacking me for some reason, oh, he's fat, he's a loser, come on now, no. Baby nonsense will not be tolerated. If you're going to start that stuff on it, you're going to be silenced, and then you're going to listen to what I've got to say back. I'll give you equal time, but I'm going to mute you when you're getting out of line here, okay? So you want to come on the program, you're going to be professional about it. I'm going to be professional about it as well. But if you get out of line, then, we can play that game. I'm just trying to get everybody on the same bandwagon here. So let's go ahead and do it, But today we got some fantastic articles for you. And the first one up here is, think a coin toss is 50-50. When you flip a coin, think again, may not be 50-50 according to the experts here. We'll give you that great information on that article. And then if you are a person who's lactose intolerant and you switched from oat milk or almond milk, which one's better for your health? We'll look at both. You make the comparisons, give you a whole kind of a different range there. My advice is that if you're a lactose intolerant, switch to an organic milk, one that you can take internally. Always go with the whole milk, though. That's important. So there's a whole lot of things there. And here's another one. The real reasons you're attractive, according to science. I know, right? You're saying to yourself, I'm not attractive, but you can be if you think it. If you think it, it will happen. Okay? So in this case, let's go with the upside of it, all right? Plus, we've got the headlines, sports, and other important information for you. What day is today? And, of course, the motivation of the day. And, of course, check out new episodes of Chillin' 3000 Hangouts Friday at 8 p.m. on the David 3000 Network. That's going to be there later on in the program. Okay, we're going to share the screen, and we're going to add on our NPR, of course, our headlines for today. So let's go ahead and look at those. Senator Bernie Sanders says aid to Israel should be conditional, citing the toll on Gaza. Sanders joined Senate Republicans in blocking an aid bill for Israel and Ukraine on Wednesday. He tells NPR that Israel has the right to go to war with Hamas, but not against the Palestinian people. Bernie Sanders, I got a message for you later on. Okay, all right. This year's Hanukkah celebrations are tempered by Israel's war with Hamas. To get a sense of how synagogues are celebrating the holiday, we hear from two rabbis about their congregation's plans to celebrate Hanukkah. 7 in 10 U.S. adults consider themselves spiritual. Although Americans have grown less likely to identify with an organized religion in recent decades, Pew Research has found many say they are spiritual in some way. Cosmic MC's lands in Illinois as McDonald's tests its new coffee-centered concept. Cosmics? The beverage first McDonald's spinoff, named for a six-handed extraterrestrial, seems to be a grab at markets currently served by the likes of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Cosmics, huh? Should be coming in there. This African bird will lead you to honey if you call it to it in just the right way. The Wild Honey Guide responds to distinct calls from local honey foragers. Says one researcher, the bird basically seems to be saying, hey, I'm here and I know where there's some honey, so follow me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Reuters releases investigation finding Israeli tank fire killed one of its journalists. The news agency says it found evidence that Israeli forces were responsible for the October death of journalist Issam Abdallah. Israel's military is investigating, but says it doesn't target the press. Yep. White House proposes to march in on patents for costly drugs. And to lower drug prices, the Biden administration is looking to assert its authority to license drug patents that rely on government-funded research to drug makers that would offer cheaper medicines. Yeah, if we only could get the fentanyl problem solved before we go into starting to patent more drugs, silly, then maybe we can have a situation where people won't die of fentanyl overdose. Medicare open enrollment ends today. Ignoring the deadline could cost you. And as the period for changing health plans ends, many seniors are tuning out. They could wind up with a surprise next year: higher costs and reduced access to healthcare providers, as if the problem is not solved and never will be solved, because as far as they're concerned, all they are money huggers. Having important information about that as well, too. Peru braces for protests after former President Fujimori's release from prison. The release from prison of the former authoritarian leader has triggered uproar in the Andean country. He had been serving a 25-year sentence for directing death squads against supposed subversives. Wow. And here, NPR tracks how issues like abortion, climate, and foreign policy are playing out in the 2024 election. And key GPO debate takeaways: Israel alleges sexual violence by Hamas. Nikki Haley stood out last night at last night's debate, but still polls behind Trump. Israel says the UN has been slow to speak out about reports of sexual violence in the Hamas attacks. I wouldn't doubt that for nothing. Rebuild the base: how the Biden campaign will tackle a possible Trump rematch. A campaign manager for President Biden outlines the strategy if there's a repeat of the 2020 election against Donald Trump, and how Democrats plan to win over voters once again. Good luck, because you know what? You want to try your tactics again? We're not falling for it, okay? Don't even try it. I have another message for everybody as well, too. Washington Post journalists staging day-long strike under threats of job cuts, as workers are on a 24-hour strike to pressure owner Jeff Bezos and company leaders to negotiate a new labor contract. The Post says it needs to cut jobs and may resort to layoffs. What else is new? Always cut, as they say. Oppenheimer will screen in Japan in 2024, distributors say. The decision to release the movie profiling the American scientist follows criticism that the film largely ignored the impact of the bombings that killed more than 200,000 people in Japan. A fibrous path twixt heart and brain may make you swoon. A newly discovered pathway between the heart and brain can cause fainting, at least in mice. And what North Korea's shift toward Russia means for its global strategy. Well, since the collapse of nuclear talks between Pyongyang and Washington in 2019, analysts see a major shift in North Korea's foreign relations. It has turned increasingly to Moscow, of course. Michigan Supreme Court to hear arguments on adopt and amend. Michigan Supreme Court will hear arguments Thursday on a case that could have lasting implications for the state's minimum wage and ballot initiative process. Israel's map and evacuation messages for Gaza are adding to the chaos. The U.S. said Israel should create safe zones to minimize civilian deaths for Israeli airstrikes, but Palestinians and international aid groups say the zones have been inadequate or non-existent. 5 major takeaways and one thing missing from the fourth Republican debate, as 4 candidates hotly debated issues ranging from foreign policy to gender identity to immigration. It's clear Nikki Haley is seen as a threat, and Trump still looms large even when he's not there. A record number of fossil fuel representatives are this year's COP28 climate talks. With a record number of oil, gas, and coal representatives at this year's COP28 climate talks, climate scientists worry industry influence could water down language on fossil fuels. And finally, the Lord of Misrule. On November 18th, 1633, a book went to press in London. Its author, Thomas Morden, had been exiled from the Puritan colonies in Massachusetts for the crimes of drinking, carousing, and crucially, building social and economic ties with native people. Well, back in England, Morton wrote down his vision for what America could become, a very different vision than that of the Puritans. And those are the headlines for today on December 7th, 2023. We now go to the NBA scores for today. We had some pretty good stuff going on here, so let's take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at the games from yesterday. And look at this. Wow. All right. Cavaliers beat the Magic 121-111 by 10. It was the 76ers over the Wizards 131-126. Grizzlies 116, Pistons 102. Spurs lose to the Timberwolves 102-94. The Nets edge the Hawks. Yes. 114-113, continuing on their winning ways. I hope they go with a 20-game winning streak. That would be nice. I'm asking a lot, but you know what? Still. He beat the Raptors 112-103. It was the Bulls over the Hornets 111-100. Rockets beat the Thunder 110-101. It was the Mavericks beating the Jazz by 50, 147-97. Wow. The Clippers outlast the Nuggets 111-102. And in a close one here, the Warriors upset the Trailblazers 110-106. Tonight's in-season semifinal games look like this. Today at 5 o'clock, the Pacers will go to Milwaukee to face the Bucks. Tip-off between the Pelicans and the Lakers in L.A. at 9 o'clock tonight. And that's it. So there's 2 games tonight on the bucket for the semifinal in-season tournament. Okay, looking pretty good there. Let's go now to NHL scores. Give you all the goal horns and everything else in this game here. Let's look at yesterday's scores. It was the Lightning over the Penguins 3-1. Panthers 5, Stars 4. Ooh. Golden Knights beat the Blues in St. Louis 6-3. And the Oilers take care of the Hurricanes in Edmonton 6-1. And tonight's games, we've got a lot of them. Sabres at the Brewers at 7 o'clock. Face off with the Maple Leafs and the Senators at 7. Sharks going to Detroit to face the Red Wings. Kings and Canadiens at 7. Blue Jackets and Islanders at 7:30. Stars and Capitals will face off at 8 o'clock. Lightning and the Predators in Nashville at 8 o'clock. Ducks will visit Chicago tonight at 8:30. Hurricanes and Flames in Calgary, 9 o'clock. Jets at Avalanche go 9 o'clock. Flyers at the Coyotes in Phoenix, 9 o'clock tonight. Minnesota will go to the Vancouver Canucks at 10 o'clock. And the Devils will take on the Kraken in the late game at 10:30 tonight. All right. And there you have all of your sports scores and everything. And now for some important information for you. As you know, some of the articles here on NPR, as I mentioned before, are very, very one-sided. They're very, very liberal, okay? So if you're seeing that the current administration, and you're a Democrat, and I'm going to talk to you, all you Democrats there, I know you guys don't give a crap about anything I have to say because I'm a Republican conservative, and I don't care what you have to say back because you're not changing me one bit. But if you really think the country is going in the right direction and you think Joe Biden is a saint, continue to vote for the scumbag. I don't give a crap. But if you want change and you want it badly, you will vote for a Republican, regardless of whether it's Donald Trump or one of the other candidates. Whoever represents the Republican Party next year's election, you want change, it's going to happen with the Republican Party because all the Democrats want is power, okay? power does not beget success here in the United States, folks. No one individual should be powerful over anybody else. We're all working together to get the American dream, correct? Okay. Well, how do you have a president who doesn't give two bits about you, your health, your whole career, your whole body, whatever the fact, and all he wants to do is take your money and spend it and give it to some other freaking foreign country? You should be pissed off. You should be mad. You pay your taxes like any normal citizen in the United States of America. You do the right thing. You don't commit the crimes, unless, of course, you go out there and riot or you decide to be a homeless person. And by choice, you could be out there getting a real job if that was the case. Whatever you could decide to do, you need to decide, hey, look, the country is not getting any better. We need a miracle here. The miracle needs to come down sooner or later. And as the Christmas holidays get closer and closer, people are tightening up, okay? Christmas holiday ain't what it used to be, folks. We could still have a Merry Christmas around here without the presents and without the commercialism of Christmas, and have it on a traditional, more religious side if we choose to have that, okay? Once again, folks, that's what we got to do. Also, too, look, fossil fuels are going to be around forever and ever. We need somebody out there who says, let's drill our own oil, become energy independent. What is the freaking problem, folks? Electric cars are not reliable. They're not stable. And sure as heck, unless they get it right, it's going to be another 50 to 100 years before we even see anything of that sort. And for everybody who's my age and older, we ain't going to be around for it. So who the heck cares? We have to think about right now, at this very moment. What are you doing at this very moment to make your life easier? Okay? That's it. Okay? Whether you choose to agree with me or not on this, it doesn't matter. Okay? I'm speaking my piece. I'm speaking up for everybody on the side of good, because we are tired of this baloney. Okay? We're tired of it. How do we know? How do you know we're tired of it? Well, look at the stuff that's on the news nowadays that we have to listen to. A president who is weak, who can't understand and comprehend anything. Yes, he's getting older, but stop using that as an excuse to try to think you can run the country any better. You can't. Okay? I know some 82-year-olds that are freaking smart as a whip. Their brain is still good. So why is it that the President of the United States does not step down voluntarily and just go and get some help and relax and enjoy the rest of the time? Give it to Kamala Harris. Let her screw it up, as if she hasn't screwed it up already. Okay? You're going into the next election, and you're going to go run because Trump is going to run. Really? You really think you're going to take the man and dislocate him even more? Disembowel him even more? Well, he's coming back and he's going to hit you hard, President. He is going to put you on that freaking stand and expose you to millions of people across the world. And I cannot wait till you get your ass handed to you on a silver platter. I have no respect for you, President Biden. I never did. I never liked you. And you, sir, don't have any kind of, you don't care about the people of the world. You don't even care about yourself. So how can you say you are going to drive this country into a great future when we are in mass chaos right now? How are you going to dig us out of this? What plans do you have, President Biden? Because right now you're mumbling a bunch of crap. That's what you're doing. You're mumbling a bunch of crap. So there you have it, folks. Again, This is what we talk about. This is what we give you. And these issues here are vitally important on this program. Not to mention the articles that we have going into it. That's the important information I have for you right now to give. I'll have some more important information to give to you tomorrow as well. When we come back, we're going to look at what day is today, and then start off with the first article of the day, thinking about a coin toss and thinking about if it's fair enough. Well, man, think again. We'll be right back with what day is today right after this.
Dear Santa, how are you? Oops. Oh. My little brother Joey asked me to write you. He's only 5. Here are a few things he hopes you'll bring the family this Christmas. Grandma helped with everybody's sizes. We've grown a lot since last year. Oh yeah, favorite colors. Grandma, yellow. Joey kind of likes green. And me. Santa, you're not going to believe what Joey wants. Baseball cap, sleeping bag, a sled, a bike, make it red, and a drum. Mom says you can leave out the drum. Santa, Joey knows that Christmas is more than gifts and stuff, and that giving is more important than getting. I guess little kids forget that sometimes. Well, Merry Christmas, Santa. Your friends, Joey and Ted.
There's a place where Christmas dreams come true. The Kmart Toy Store. Look inside and see what we've got. All the great new toys you and your kids will love a lot. We've got cars and trucks and helicopters. That should come as no surprise. And dolls and phones and board games for kids of every size. With Hasbro, Bradley, Mattel, Kenner, Fisher-Price, and Ideal, all the makers you've come to trust, we've been stocking up for the big Christmas rush. But before any of those toys make it to the shelf, we give them something very nice. We pick them up and give them a low, low Kmart price. Christmas dreams can come true. It's certainly happened before. And there's a place that makes the dreams real easy on you, the Kmart Toy Store.
I got a feeling I'm going to get something really good this Christmas.
Kmart, we've got it, and we've got it good.
Shop Ames Wrap-Up Christmas Sale now. There's still good selections for all your gift needs. Entire stock of Junior and Mrs. outerwear reduced 25%. Many styles and colors to choose from. And great gifts for all the men on your list. Our entire stock of men's active separates, jackets, and pants reduced 25%. Wrap up Christmas with big, big savings. All Ames stores open late every night.
This time of year, every year, it's gift shopping, tree trimming, card sending, entertaining. So when I find something that saves me time, I go for it. Like party trays from the Kroger Delicatessen. They've got 16 varieties, each made to order, so I get just what I need. This year, save yourself some time. Order a party tray from the Kroger Delicatessen.
Pick up your party guide at the Kroger Delicatessen.
Clear, crisp, and bright. 7-Up has the feeling of Christmas.
We got the best tree they had and special gifts for Mom and Dad. It's the best time of year. Now everyone's here. Toll House, it's good to be home.
Chocolatey, warm Toll House cookies made only with Nestle Toll House morsels. Make your house a Toll House.
Toll House, it's good to be home.
Well, today is National Cotton Candy Day, of course, and why not? As well as we also have Hanukkah as well today, too. Happy Hanukkah to all of the Jewish people out there here and, of course, in the dangerous Israel right now fighting a war. I hope you will have a very safe next 8 days while we hopefully get through this terrible thing that's going on right now in the war. We hope that you will have peace during this time to remember what Hanukkah is all about. But right now, National Cotton Candy Day is the day that we're going to be looking at. It's celebrated today on December 7th to our sweet tooth's joy and our dentist's dismay. But did you know dentists actually invented it in the first place? It was even called fairy floss back in the day. Now it's the go-to at country fairs and a must-have when riding a Ferris wheel. Most of our childhood memories wouldn't have been complete without the sugary cloud that is cotton candy. And read on to discover its history as well as how to celebrate one of the sweetest days of the year. Well, here's your timeline. Started in 1897 with dentist William Morrison and confectioner John C. Wharton. They are credited for the invention of machine-spun cotton candy. Go to 1904, and that's when it debuted. Following the invention of machine-spun cotton candy, it was finally introduced to a wide audience at the World's Fair in St. Louis as fairy floss. Cotton candy got its name in 1921. It came about when a dentist, Joseph Lascaux, built a machine and sold the treat to patients in his Louisiana office. Yeah, that's how he was trying to make a business. Get them all sweet and sugary so their teeth started rotting, so that way he could start drilling and filling cavities. Yeah. And 1966, that fluffy stuff. The world's biggest cotton candy manufacturer, Tootsie Roll Industries, produces bagged cotton candy called Fluffy Stuff. Yeah. So, National Cotton Candy Day activities. Eat all the cotton candy you can. Buy some and celebrate. Maybe try a new flavor for the first time. Banana, green apples, strawberry? Give some to your siblings or childhood friends. If you enjoyed cotton candy with someone at a young age, celebrate with them. We're sure sweet memories will accompany this sweet fix. And think you could do better than the dentist who created it? Well, give it a shot and try various flavors while you're at it. And 3 reasons we can't seem to get enough. Well, when spun, cotton candy's all white because it's made from just sugar. Adding dye can transform the color. And though thin, the tree can be very long. In fact, the longest cotton candy was created in July of 2009 and stretched over 1,400 meters. And in England, it's called candy floss. In Australia and Finland, it's called fairy floss. In the Netherlands, it's known as suikerspin, which means sugar spider. Traveling to France, well, call it barbe à papa, which means Papa's beard. Santa's beard. Maybe it looks like Santa Claus's beard too. Why we love the day? I don't technically like cotton candy. Ugh, never liked it. So the dentist ain't gonna have fun with my teeth. Let's see. Why we love National Cotton Candy Day. All sugar all the time. And if you're needing a sweet fix, this is your ticket to that sugar high you're craving. Well, not only is cotton candy easy to store, it makes no mess. It's just soft clouds of sugar that can be easily folded up and eaten in less than a minute. And carnivals, fairs, and more, cotton candy brings the memories back. We love feeling like kids again. Well, yeah, maybe so. And there you have it. National Cotton Candy Day, celebrated today on December 7th, 2023. All right, 428, we're going to be back with our first look at our first article today. Think a coin toss is 50-50? Well, think again. We'll see if we can, irradiate this interesting article from the Reader's Digest when we come back right after this.
Wednesday, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, together for the holidays in a musical, magical Yuletide celebration. Kenny and Dolly, a Christmas to remember.
This Christmas, people are being very choosy.
Merry Christmas.
It's perfect.
Snoopy and Woodstock. Oh, thank you, my dear.
If you want to do something that'll be genuinely appreciated, be choosy and get Genuine Bell. Because when you get right down to it, this isn't the phone. This is.
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
For me?
It's for you.
Be choosy, get Genuine Bell.
See
Season's greetings. I am the Invisible Man. You may be planning an old-fashioned Christmas as I am, but that doesn't mean you have to use old-fashioned cellophane tape. Note how shiny it looks on the gift wrap, while Scotch Magic transparent tape keeps packages pretty. It's virtually invisible. So do your own disappearing act with Scotch brand Magic transparent tape.
Christmas is a time for closeness, and closeness is what Norelco razors are all about. The shiny new silver rotary razors in cord and rechargeable models with 36 blades, 9 closeness settings, and no gotchas. And the Ladybugs, the ladies' razors that really work. And the Ladybug Salon, a ladybug razor plus 11 grooming attachments. Norelco, even our name says Merry Christmas.
Hallmark presents Keepsake Ornaments for Christmas 1978. Designed like beautiful ornaments from Christmas past, with Hallmark care and craftsmanship. And Hallmark ornaments are just the gift for Christmas present to treasure a special event like baby's first Christmas. Many Hallmark ornaments are dated keepsakes too for Christmas future, because they return every year. Hallmark Keepsake Ornaments, wherever Hallmark cards are sold.
A McDade's Christmas is family fun with the Magnavox Odyssey 2 video computer game. McDade's price, now just $129.90. And you get 2 free game cartridges, an $84.90 suggested retail value, direct from Odyssey. And McDade's has the sensational new Odyssey 2 voice and sound effects module on sale too, for just $79.90. This year, make it a McDade's Christmas.
Scrooge here. I've turned over a new leaf after leafing through Sears Gifts of Value supplement from the newspaper. Why, when a codger like me goes from no Christmas list to this, Sears Super Values help. Look, I'm giving a microwave to cook the holiday bird, clothes to warm their spirits, a color TV, and powerfully handy craftsman tools. The Sears supplement in this week's paper offers you a generous helping of ideas, too. And that's no humbug.
Sears, where America shops.
The difference? Savings. Savings on Cabbage Patch Kids accessories by Coleco. Almost real accessories so they can take special care of those adorable adopted cuties. Important accessories no little mother can do without. And the kids will love them too.
The big difference? Prices that'll make you sing Merry Christmas.
Bradley's the Christmas store with a difference.
Well, Lauren Kahn is going to tell us about how a coin toss may not be 50-50. Think again. You know, when you flip a coin, to try heads or tails, do you really think the odds are in your favor? Well, people have been relying on the coin toss for quick, unbiased decision-making since ancient times. But is a coin flip 50-50? Well, a new study questions the fairness of the flip. Your chances of stumbling upon a lucky 4-leaf clover are approximately 1 in 5,076. By contrast, your chances of calling a coin toss correctly are precisely 50-50, or so we've always believed. Nevertheless, sports fans have been calling the fairness of coin tossing into question for years now. So too have scientists, for that matter. But is there actual evidence that a coin toss, where the act of spinning a coin in the air with your thumb and catching it in your hand, tends to favor one side over the other? Or is a coin flip 50-50? A new study out of the University of Amsterdam says there may be some bias you should know before calling heads or tails. So, what about it? Well, one side of the coin is, in fact, more likely to come up than the other, according to a team of scientists led by University of Amsterdam PhD candidate Francesc Bartos. But that side is neither heads nor tails, per se. Rather, it's whichever side is facing upward before the coin is flipped. Their study, which is still undergoing peer review, collected and analyzed the results of 350,757 verifiable coin flips in 46 different currencies and registered that the coins landed on the same side they started on 51% of the time. This research was done in an effort to prove a hypothesis put forth in the early aughts by Stanford University's statistics professor Percy Diaconis and his team. And according to that theory, vigorously flipped coins tend to come up the same way they started. This bias is referred to as the same side bias. So, according to Diakonis' team, when people flip an ordinary coin, they introduce a small degree of precision, or wobble, meaning a change in the direction of the axis of rotation throughout a coin's trajectory. And because of precision, the coin tends to spend more time in the air with the initial side facing up. And because of that, it has a higher chance of landing on the same side as it started. Sample is a same side bias, which makes a coin flip not quite 50-50. In 2007, Diakonis' team estimated the odds of a same side outcome as approximately 51%. Now, nearly a decade and a half later, Bartos and his team found this very result. They published a preliminary report stating, "Our data lend strong support to this precise prediction. The coin lands on the same side more often than not." And moreover, this was true for both sides of the coin and for all of the different coins tossed, including lucky pennies. Nevertheless, the data suggests this may be more true for some coin flippers than others, a nuisance that may well lead to further investigation. As Diakonis stated back in 1986, the more you think about randomness, the less random things become. But sometimes you can take advantage of a lack of randomness. Indeed, when it comes to flipping a coin, the quickest shortcut to making your own luck just might be calling it literally as you see it. And Lauren Kahn, she's a New York-based writer whose work has appeared regularly on Reader's Digest and in a variety of other publications since 2008. She covers life and style, popular culture, law, religion, health, fitness, yoga, entertaining, and entertainment. Lauren is also an author of crime fiction, and her first full-length manuscript, The Trust Game, was shortlisted for the 2017 Clue Award for emerging talent in the genre of suspense fiction. There you have it. Another great article from the Reader's Digest. Makes you think twice about that coin flipping there for a minute. Pretty interesting. Well, when we come back, are you an oat milk or an almond milk drinker? Well, we're going to find out which one is better for your health. My advice is, of course, I used to be lactose intolerant, but then I changed, got better at it, kind of figured out what was wrong with me. I'll give you that information before we go into this article when we come back. It's 4:38 right now at the studios. We'll be back with another look at oat milk versus almond milk right after this.
This Christmas, we're readier than ever to catch all the action with this brand new Kodak Extralight camera. The built-in flip-out flash means you're always ready. Ready in a flash to get those sharp, clear pictures you might have missed. Catch all your Christmas fun with a Ready in a Flash Extralight from those built-in flash people at Kodak.
Sunday. With the family business gone and her marriage failing, a ghost arrives from the past.
You need to be home.
The journey back rekindles memories, and a near tragedy brings the family together.
In the presence of love, there are miracles.
Lee Remick and Angela Lansbury star in The Gift of Love, A Christmas Story, Sunday. Climb aboard.
Next reindeer's due any minute.
It's those sensational California raisins in the Emmy-winning Claymation Christmas Celebration. Next.
This year, I'm not putting Duracell batteries under the trees.
Oh, no! But they play more tapes.
Give you more flashes.
My mind's made up. But the toys. Duracell keeps them going up to 6 times longer than regular carbon batteries.
They have to go under the tree.
Nope. This year, I'm putting Duracell in the stockings. Duracell, a great stocking stuffer.
In the early 1900s, the toys kids wanted most for Christmas were a piggy bank and a Lionel train. In the 30s, kids' 2 favorites were tin soldiers and a Lionel train. By the 50s, it was coonskin caps and the Lionel. Every Christmas, kids have their favorite toys.
Midnight Flyer!
And every Christmas, one of them is a Lionel train. Why just give a toy when you can give a tradition? Lionel.
Get in the spirit of the season with a solid gold Christmas. Join Barry Manilow, Donna Summer, Anne Murray, and James Ingram. Plus Laura Branigan, Roberta Flack, John Schneider, and Jerry Reed. It's 40 holiday classics with Suzanne Summers, America, Sister Sledge, and hosts Crystal Gale and Rick Dees.
Deck the halls and spread the cheer.
There's a solid gold Christmas coming right here.
Saturday at 8 on Channel 2. There's only one.
For the special people on your gift list, giving Mr. Coffee is the delicious way to say Merry Christmas. Everyone would love to have Mr. Coffee. It's America's #1 coffee maker. Mr. Coffee with Coffee Saver brews delicious coffee fast, and it saves coffee, too. When you give Mr. Coffee for Christmas, every delicious cup will be a reminder of your thoughtfulness for years to come. This Christmas, give Mr. Coffee.
Hey kids, it's free. It's your brand new Christmas sticker book. Just look at all the fun you can have during Christmas with your free stickers, dot to dot, and lots of things to color. And just look at those stickers. It's neat, it's fun, and it's free. Just give Santa a visit at the mall that has everything else you want for Christmas. Now, listen close.
Different stickers are now available each week at Capitol Mall food merchants. Get your sticker book and collect all your stickers from Capitol Mall.
Mom, more presents for the kids?
Oh, it's just a few things.
This Christmas, discover Hill's everyday low prices on every item we carry, from the big gifts to the stocking stuffers. When you add it all up, you'll see the difference Hill's everyday low prices can make. MasterCard and Visa now accepted.
Did you buy out the whole store?
No, I'll have some for the other grandmothers.
We're a different kind of discount store, and the proof is in the price.
Check us out.
The holidays are a time for better values. That's why you should shop at Ames. Get this Kodak 35mm camera with built-in flash, just $39.88. And 3-pack Kodak color print film, only $8.49. Plus, all Stanley tools are now 25% off. And while you're at Ames, get details on the Stanley Secret to Security promotion. There are over $500,000 worth of prizes to win. So, for your holiday shopping, come to Ames. Ames, we grew up with better values.
All right, welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. It's episode 82 here on December 7th, 2023. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Let's get to the next article in our look at what's going on here. Oat milk versus almond milk, which is better for your health? Alyssa Sieberts is going to tell us about. They're the two most popular non-dairy milks, but which one wins in the showdown? We're diving into the oat milk versus almond milk debate. The number of non-dairy milk options at the grocery store seems to multiply daily, but staring down the cartons on the shelf can be confusing. So how do you weight oat milk versus almond milk versus soy milk versus flax milk, or any combination of two or more? And if you leave the plant-based milk aisle feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. We asked experts on plant-based foods and nutrition to help us get the food facts straight and determine which non-dairy milk is best. And you'll learn that more and more below, including whether oat milk or almond milk is a more sustainable food, which will taste better in your cold brew coffee, chai tea, or bubble tea, which is healthiest, and whether there are any downsides of almond milk. Well, here is a look at how they compare according to the Reader's Digest. Oat milk is very creamy, best for coffee and baking, has 112 calories, 6 grams of fat, 12 carbs, 1 gram of protein, and 347 grams of calcium. Is it sustainable? Yes. Almond milk, very watery, good for cereal and drinking. Calories, 44.7, 3.7 grams of fat, so less fat in the almond milk, less carbs and less protein, way less carbs, and the calcium is actually more. It's 371.3, but it is not sustainable. So what is oat milk? Well, oat milk started popping up in cafes and coffee shops across the United States in 2017, says Christina Dorr Drake, founder of Willa's Oat Milk. It then quickly became the milk of choice in urban markets by 2018 because of its neutral taste profile, lack of allergens, and the fact that oats are more sustainable than nut milks, she added. But by 2021, oat milk had risen to the number 2 spot among non-dairy milks behind almond milk. If you want to make oat milk at home, simply blend together oats and water, then strain out the pulp. Commercially produced oat milk, which is essentially made the same way but on a much larger scale, might contain added vitamins, minerals, flavorings, oils, or sugars, depending on the type you buy. And here are some oat milk that you might want to take a look at if you're looking to shop around there. But oat milk is all around pretty close to dairy milk in terms of texture and creaminess, but it is definitely sweeter, says chef and nutritionist Emily Peck, who whips up healthy vegan meals for meal delivery service Cook Unity. Oat milk is higher in calories and carbohydrates, but it in turn has more fiber and protein than almond milk. It's also a great choice for those with nut allergies. I like to use it for coffee and baking as well. And indeed, oat milk is the most popular plant-based milk for coffee drinks like lattes and macchiatos, and its mild flavor and creamy texture make it ideal for milk and cookies. Like most non-dairy milks sold in airtight packaging, shelf-stable oat milk will keep in your pantry until you open it. Oat milk that's shelved in the refrigerator section of the grocery store should be kept in the fridge, as should shelf-stable oat milk after you open it, and both should be finished within 10 days of opening. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Data Central, a cup of unsweetened oat milk contains the following: 112.8 calories, 6.5 grams of fat, 12 grams of carbs, 1.9 grams of protein, and a lot of calcium at 347.8 milligrams. Oat milk and all plant-based milks, for that matter, are less damaging to the environment than the production of dairy milk. According to the World Wildlife Fund, dairy cows and their manure produce greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. Improper handling of manure and fertilizers can damage water sources, and overfarming and overproduction of feed can degrade ecologically important areas like prairies, wetlands, and forests. Oats, on the other hand, and especially organic oats, are much more sustainable. Oats are a cover crop, and organic oats are particularly good for soil health and carbon sequestration, explains Dor Drake. That means that instead of releasing more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, the oat plants actually trap it. Since oat milk can be made using the entire oat, it can also reduce food waste, though not every oat milk company uses the whole oat. So what are the disadvantages? Well, while it's a smart choice for people who can't tolerate dairy, there is a nutritional disadvantage when it comes to drinking oat milk versus almond milk versus dairy milk. Nutrient-wise, skim milk offers twice the amount of protein of almond milk and oat milk, says Allison Tanis, a registered holistic nutritionist at the Pritikin Longevity Center and a nutrition book author. Dairy milk also contains more micronutrients than plant-based milks, according to published scientific studies, and some of these nutrients are added to almond and oat milks, but the fortification may vary from brand to brand. With dairy milk, you're getting a good dose of vitamins A, B2, B12, and C, plus biotin, pantothenic acid, calcium, phosphorus, and iodine. None of those are given with non-dairy milks. Another drawback in general, oat milk is 3 to 4 times more expensive than dairy milk and up to 2 times more expensive than almond milk, though in the latter case, it depends on the brand. So around 2018, almond milk became the #1 plant-based milk, says Dor Drake, and it has remained there ever since. According to a survey from mid-2021, sales of almond milk were more than double the sales of the next category of plant-based milk, which was characterized as other milk substitutes, including oat milk. Despite this, Dor Drake believes the popularity of almond milk is on a downswing, in large part due to sustainability concerns. If you were to make almond milk at home, you would do the same way as oat milk. Blend almonds with water and then strain the mixture. And like oat milk, many commercially produced almond milks will feature additional vitamins and minerals as well as sugar, thickeners, flavorings, or preservatives. Here are some of those interesting ones, including silk. So what are the benefits? Well, unlike jam versus jelly or club soda versus seltzer, which taste very similar but are slightly different, you'll be able to taste and feel the difference in oat milk versus almond milk. Almond milk has a much thinner consistency, says Peck, Whether that's a pro or con depends on how you plan to use your almond milk, and the consistency makes it less than ideal of an add-in to coffee or base for hot chocolate. But it's great to drink by the glass or pour over a bowl of cereal, as Peck does. Like oat milk, almond milk is widely available in the refrigerator section or in convenient shelf-stable packaging, which allows you to buy it in bulk and open it as needed. And it generally lasts longer than a gallon of milk in the fridge. I'll elaborate further on that one. Almond milk nutrition. Nutrition-wise, the benefits of almond milk include the fact that it is free of saturated fat and typically fortified with beneficial nutrients like calcium and vitamin D. Here are the nutritional facts for a cup of unsweetened almond milk, according to USDA's Food Data Central. 44.7 calories. Okay, let me put that up there again. 3.7 grams of fat, 1.6 grams of carbs, 1.6 grams of protein, and of course the calcium is outrageously high, 371.3. And almond milk is higher in vitamin E and has fewer calories and carbohydrates than oat milk, but often has more water than actual almonds, Peck adds. That's what makes it an A-plus partner for cereal, but it is also why almond milk is less useful for creamy coffee drinks. So according to a 2019 study, growing just one California almond requires 3.2 gallons of water. And that's in a state that has dealt with serious droughts in recent years. Well, and that bringing the sustainability of almond milk into question. And then there's the fact that almond milk itself includes a good amount of water. Taken together, almond milk is a less sustainable choice than oat milk. Beyond the water conservation issues, troubling research also shows that the pesticides used in almond farming are seriously harming bee populations, which can have a ripple effect across ecosystems. The biggest disadvantage of almond milk is that it is relatively unsustainable, especially compared with oat milk. Oat milk's popularity is because it's healthier for the planet, requiring less water in its production than almond or dairy milk, says Tanis. But if you're comparing only the nutritional downsides of oat milk versus almond milk, consider it a draw. Both non-dairy milks contain less protein and fewer nutrients than dairy milk. But according to Peck, both oat milk and almond milk are healthy plant-based milk options. Both are low in saturated fats and fortified with calcium, vitamin D, B12, and other nutrients to nudge their nutritional profile closer to that of dairy milk. The key differentiator is the additives, of which you want as few as possible, but that will vary based on brand and type of milk, so pay attention to the nutrition labels. And be sure to check the ingredients list to see if your almond or oat milk contains added sugar. You don't want to have to deal with that. Tanis adds that the nutrient profiles of oat milk versus almond milk are going to vary depending on the water content of the milk, which can also vary widely. Homemade oat milk will use a different amount of water than homemade almond milk, and both of those are different than store-bought oat milk, which is different than store-bought almond milk. And the more water, the fewer good-for-you oats or almonds in your milk. Since almond milk tends to include more water than oat milk on average, you could make the argument that oat milk is healthier simply because it contains more oats and their accompanying healthy nutrients than almond milk contains almonds. Well, from a nutritional standpoint, Tanis holds that dairy milk is the superior sip. It's the best option, she says, provided you can tolerate it. If you can't, and if protein is important to you, she recommends soy milk. Of course, there are people who are allergic to soy as well. It is the closest we can get to the nutrients in milk in a non-dairy option, she says. And now that you have the skinny on oat milk versus almond milk, see what you need to know about Diet Coke versus Coke Zero and sorbet versus sherbet. I'd like to see that one with Diet Coke versus Coke Zero. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely highlight that one tomorrow on the program, because a lot of people have been asking me about the difference between Coke Zero and Diet Coke. We'll look at that tomorrow on the program for sure. All right. Now, I wanted to elaborate a little bit further about the article we just had given to you. You know, for years, I used to drink skim milk. Then I tried whole milk, and I realized I was lactose intolerant. Then I was taking Lactaid and drinking that and the pills to kind of go with it. And as I got older, I realized something. Regular milk is better for you, even though it's got more calories and it's got more fat. It's just better for you in general than your skim milk. And come to find out that skim milk is just nothing but watered down, baseless, 75% to 25%. It's watered down milk. Has no nutritional value whatsoever. So if you're really watching your weight, drink up on the whole milk, but do it in moderation. And if you really want to go organic, like I have, to have a longer shelf life, you'll go organic and realize that for about $3 more, you'll get organic whole milk. Make sure it says it's certified organic from the local grocery store, like a store brand. Like if you go to Winn-Dixie, you get SC Grocers, get their milk. You'll notice that the shelf life has a 3-month longer shelf life than only a 2-week shelf life. So if you want your milk to last, the milk I have in the refrigerator right now is good until January 24th. January 24th, and we bought it back in November. You want to save money by not having to buy milk every 2 weeks? Here's your opportunity to buy 3 months out, a whole gallon of organic milk. And if you're on Weight Watchers like me, it's only 2 points. We'll be right back with more. And the real reason you're attractive, according to science. We'll have that story, plus a whole lot more, right after this.
Grab your gift list and hurry into Circuit City's holiday sale. Save on this GE 4-head VCR with on-screen programming, now just $299. And this JVC portable stereo system, now an incredible $48. The holiday sale, going on now at Circuit City. The intelligent choice for Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
People can hardly wait to get through Christmas dinner when they know they're getting Baskin-Robbins ice cream cakes made specially for them for dessert. Baskin-Robbins, we've made your Christmas a piece of cake.
Give a Cuisinart holiday. Holiday hors d'oeuvres. Holiday stuffing. Holiday vegetables. Holiday breads. Holiday desserts. This holiday feast can be brought to you by the new Cuisinart Super Pro food processor, which sliced the vegetables, kneaded the dough, mixed the batter, chopped the meat, made the ice cream. The new Cuisinart Super Pro. This year, give your favorite cook a Cuisinart holiday for years to come.
Inside that little Hershey's Kiss
It's the big, big taste of chocolate.
Inside this little Hershey's Kiss
Is the chocolate we all love.
Inside this little Hershey's Kiss
Is the big, big taste of chocolate.
Hershey's Kisses, that little mouthful of chocolate everybody loves, wrapped in all the colors of Christmas.
Inside this little Hershey's Kiss
Is the chocolate we all love.
Mattel Electronics is offering a big Christmas bonus on its electronic games. You can get cash rebates by mail from $2 up to $12 using these coupons when you buy qualifying electronic games and a Pepsi-Cola product. Get details and coupons at the toy, electronic, and food stores featuring these Mattel Electronics and Pepsi-Cola displays. And score a cash Christmas bonus from Mattel Electronics.
Ooh, something for Santa.
Look what I brought you, Santa. Holiday chocolate.
Oh, they're red and green.
Mom brought them home for the family. I saved that for you.
Holidays chocolates. Delicious milk chocolate in red and green shells.
Now about my list.
There's nothing like holidays for your holidays from the makers of M&M's.
More.
According to legend, little folk know Hills is where the toys are.
Hills Toy Layaway. Just 10% down. A small service charge. Lays away toys, little and large. Hundreds of toys. Express layaway, too. So layaways even
easier for you. Remember, Hills Toy Layaway. One reason they're different and why they say Hills is where the toys are.
At low prices every day.
Well, the real reasons you're attractive, according to science. And Elizabeth Yuko will go ahead and give us this great article that we're going to be looking at. It's 5 p.m. right now. Do you know where your children are? No, really. That's the science of it behind it. I think that's a happy couple. They look very mysterious, like her freckles, really, but we'll get there. Your mother was right. Looks really aren't everything. Attraction is more about chemistry than cosmetics. Humans' quest to find out about how to be more attractive to potential romantic and reproductive partners dates back to ancient times. For an example, look no further than ancient Egypt, where people across genders wore makeup, jewelry, and wigs to enhance their physical appearance. Although findings from 21st century research indicates that each of these techniques may have served multiple purposes, like kohl eyeliner being used to reduce the glare of the sun. Much more recently, in the 18th century, that is, upper-class men and women in pre-Revolutionary War America also relied on makeup to appear more alluring. But as it turns out, most of that, not to mention our current unattainable societal standards of beauty, might not even matter. When it comes to human attraction, it's all about science. The human brain and body are pretty amazing and work in ways most people don't even realize, including determining what makes other people attractive. And it goes far beyond whether a person has even a skin tone or a haircut that works for the shape of their face. Instead, it's a combination of feelings, scents, and more. And if you've ever wondered how to be more attractive, you may have more luck finding the answers in your high school biology textbook than a department store makeup counter. Here are some of the real reasons people are attractive, according to science. Plus, check out these style secrets of women who always look put together. So, most people at some point or another have experienced the feeling of infatuation, or at least found themselves in a situation where they couldn't stop staring at someone they found physically. Sure, you could write that off as having a type, but that still doesn't explain why that person in particular caught your eye. More on that in a minute, but what about when you're drawn to someone who isn't, let's say, conventionally attractive? There's really where science enters the picture, although it's still not entirely clear how it all works. The mechanisms of human attraction are not fully understood, but involve basic hormonally modified brain circuitry across many mammal species. Alicia A. Welf, PhD, senior lecturer in the Cognitive Science Department at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, tells Reader's Digest, understanding these mechanisms of human attraction can also reveal basic mechanisms of other motivated and rewarding behaviors which are likely to be shared. For example, scientific research into attraction can help shed light on other complex aspects of being human that involve changes in hormones, physiology, and emotions like stress. Positive human connections are the most powerful tool for reducing stress, so investigating the science of human attraction gives us insights into the role of motivated and social behaviors for stress reduction. Here are a few other examples of scientific research into topics, including how to be more attractive and the unexpected characteristics we're drawn to in other people. As it turns out, what you smell and hear may play a major role in who you pursue, according to a 2017 study published in Frontiers in Psychology. To get a better idea of the way attractiveness is perceived, Agata Rebecca Bernard, wow, PhD, the researcher at the University of Wrocław in Poland, and her co-authors analyzed 30 years of research on human attraction and found that beauty is far more than skin deep. It also involves other components like how we respond to a person's natural aroma and their speaking voice. For example, she found that while we are visually attracted to people with similar genotypes, once we get close with that special someone, we tend to prefer the odor of a mate with a dissimilar genetic background. The combination of the two preferences could help steer us to complementary genetic mates. The main takeaway? The tone of someone's voice and even their scent can make an impression on you when you first meet them, even if you don't realize it. And here are 7 sneaky things your voice can predict about your personality and health. And as we've already established, human attraction is seriously complex. A lot that has to do with the cascades of hormones that are released in the body and brain when we experience the rush of being attracted to someone. And according to Wolf, these hormones play a role in the social behavior of mammals, including humans. In her own research, Wolf has investigated the brain mechanisms in mammals like rodents, where the links between hormones and social behaviors are more established. And despite the size difference, she explains that it's thought that humans operate in a similar way. For example, these hormonal mechanisms are involved in the emotional and memory changes associated with attraction, much like the excitement we experience when facing stress that we enjoy, like riding roller coasters. Dopamine and norepinephrine, norepinephrine, wow, what a name for that, are involved in human attraction. Wolf explains that dopamine releases are associated with positive emotions and consolidating experiences that we have and that we enjoy in memory, further propelling us to seek out these feelings in social interactions. The thought of pronunciation is amazing. Everyone has their own idea of how to be more attractive, and for many, this involves playing hard to get. I hate playing hard to get. But does that strategy actually work, or does it just make it take longer to establish a trusting relationship with a potential partner? Well, according to research out of the University of Rochester and published in June 2020 in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, it does the former. People who are too busy to attract may be perceived as more desperate. Gerrit Birnbaum, PhD, she's a social psychologist and co-author of the study, explains in a statement, that makes them seem less valuable and appealing than those who do not make their romantic interest apparent right away. As it turns out, all those commercials during the holiday season talking about the joy of giving as a way to sell their perfume and sweaters are actually onto something. A 2020 study out of Indiana University published in the journal Nonprofit and Voluntary Sector Quarterly found that we find generous people more physically attractive. Poets and philosophers have suggested the link between moral and physical beauty for centuries. Sarah Conrad, PhD, is an associate professor of philanthropic studies and co-author of the article, said in a statement, this study confirms that people who are perceived as more attractive are more likely to give, and givers are seen as more attractive. And if you do want to boost your clothing game, here are 13 outfit tricks that make you look younger. All the sources you need. Elizabeth Yuko, she is a bioethicist and journalist covering politics, public health, pop culture, travel, and the lesser-known histories of holidays and traditions for Reader's Digest. She's always mentally planning her next trip, which she'll base around visits to medical museums or former hospitals, flea markets, local cuisine, and stays in unusual Airbnbs or historic hotels. Thank you, Elizabeth, for a fantastic article of how to be more attractive if you really want to. The idea of being more attractive is to basically smile. That's all you need. It's pretty much all you need. Be kind to your friends. Be good to your people. Be respectful to a point. Give respect to get respect. If you're happy for yourself for the whole entire day, then your day is going to be great. If you're not happy and something is bothering you, do keep a low profile on it. Keep it in your mind somewhere that you have to work on something, but know that you are loved by your almighty God, no matter what circumstances. And whether you feel attractive or not, inside is what counts more than on the outside. 5:10 is our time right now. We've got some more time later on. We're going to look at our motivation of the day, get ourselves going on here, and end this fantastic night on a high note as usual. We will be back with more of DMS 3000 News Live right after this.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop clapper. Let you turn things on or off from anywhere in the room. Just plug in the clapper and a television, lamp, stereo, almost anything you want to clap on and off.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop
the clapper.
Clapper is available at Meyer, Perry, Hills, and Osco.
A Christmas secret is finally revealed. It's Santa's Magic Childhood. From the creator of The Wizard of Oz, a one-hour special, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, Saturday at 8.
The best relief from this hectic season is a jingle away. Ring in the holiday in 30 minutes or less. Domino's Pizza. Nobody delivers better.
Taste of Sprite joins your celebrations. The taste of lime and mixes right on holiday occasions. Sprite makes brighter holidays. Lime is the reason. Sprite goes well so many ways to bring you cheer this season.
Got a Christmas story to tell, and you really want to tell it well. Get it, don't forget it, on Kodak film. You feel better when you say I got it.
Every picture tells a story. Capture the color of Christmas this year on fresh Kodak film. I got it! I got it! Kodak wishes you some merry, merry pictures.
Well, welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live, and it is 5:15 here at the studios. One thing I wanted to say was actually one of our wonderful fans said that McDonald's commercial was okay. Well, I must tell you that is a classic commercial from 1984, my friend. That commercial has been around for almost 40 years, and it's been played was played frequently back in the 80s and the 90s, and a little bit in the 2000s. Now, really, Ronald McDonald has not been played that much. In fact, I think there's more of a boycott from Ronald McDonald than ever. So these older McDonald's commercials that you kind of see, these retro commercials as they call them, they're classics and they're going to be around forever and ever, my friend. But I appreciate the compliment, but it is a classic, and that's just coming from facts based on the situation there. But we appreciate that. You know, it's pretty much giving you a story based on, well, it's Christmas time, and if you get Ronald McDonald on ice skates tossing you around, you might think differently about Christmas. I don't know, but for that matter. Okay, well, on tomorrow's program, we're going to be looking at some of the fantastic things that I have lined up for you. In fact, the 58th anniversary of A Charlie Brown Christmas is going to be this Saturday. Since we're not going to be on the program, of course, on Saturday, we'll talk about the 58th anniversary of A Charlie Brown Christmas. Plus, we'll also finish up our tribute to Norman Lear. And, of course, that great article about Diet Coke versus Coke Zero. So that's one for the taking of notes, basically, I would say, because in this case, I myself now can give an answer to a question to which is better, Diet Coke or Coke Zero. I happen to like Coke Zero because I like regular Coke and there's 0 calories. Diet Coke, taste-wise, tastes synthetic. Yeah, that's because a certain horror movie changed how clowns are viewed, sadly. Yes. And Ronald himself was replaced with a new Happy Meal mascot. Yeah, that's a sad situation, unfortunately. Too many young kids today are now afraid of clowns, and they just don't understand that clowns are not there to hurt them. But that misconception has kind of already brainwashed the future of our generation. And unfortunately, in this case, only those who see these commercials nowadays can actually respect them. So, yeah, you're right in that case. And it's unfortunate that, of course, the McDonald's mascot is a Happy Meal. But, hey, times have changed. But we always like to reminisce with these things, and we hope that you'll enjoy them. We're playing them for everybody, so that's the important thing. And, retro commercials will come up there for that matter. Now, on the happy high note, as they say, thank you. All right, don't forget to check out new episodes of Chilling 3000 Hangouts Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern on the David 3000 Network. David has a great guest every week for you. Who knows who's going to be on tomorrow? Maybe he'll let me know, give you kind of a pre-guess as to who's going to be on so I can announce it, maybe. Get him some more viewers. Why not? All right, let's go now to, of course, our motivation of the day. That's the final thing on our list here today. So why not look at it and get going here? Let's see what we have. Of course, we have Ralph Marston, who is, of course, our daily motivator. And today, on December 7th, Thursday, we have a title called What's Difficult? Well, the fact that a particular undertaking is difficult is not a reason to avoid it. Not a valid reason to dismiss it as unattainable or undesirable. Yes, be realistic, but don't let your realism descend into fatalism. Difficult is not at all the same as impossible. Not only is a difficult task possible, it has some advantages over things that are easier. A difficult challenge forces you to up your game, to call forth your best thoughts and efforts. The endeavor leaves you stronger, more capable, and confident. If it's hard to do, then few have done it. Maybe even no one. Therein lies great opportunity to bring unique value to life. Choose to see difficulty as a feature of possibility, not as an indictment, not as an excuse to give up. Within what's difficult, there is much fulfillment for you to create. Thank you, Ralph Marston, for that fantastic motivation of the day. It's been fun, And I hope that you have fun with us today, looking at all the great stuff. We, of course, will be with you tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock for another great edition, episode 83, to wrap up the week. And also tomorrow, too, with the other important information, I'm going to give you our Christmas holiday schedule. We're going to be introducing some Christmas songs here, have some fantastic backgrounds on the background here. We'll be changing that. And next week, when we go into the middle of the month, which will be then, we will be officially 1 week out of Christmas. We are now officially, I want to say 18 days left to Christmas, a little less than 3 weeks. So that's looking pretty good. And we hope that you'll have your Christmas shopping ready to go. If not, we'll also talk about what kind of gifts you might want to think about. And remember also, too, that gift giving is not the only thing on Christmas. There are many other traditions that people do as well. For all you Jewish people out there who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you tonight and the next 8 days as well. I'm Jason Icanio. Remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Democracy Network for great more content like this one.